President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to attend G20 summit in India. One dead, 14 others injured in flood that happened in Damatru, Yobe State. Military chief in Gabon says suspension of democracy is only temporary. Today is 16 Safar 1445 after the hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is equivalent to 2000. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be attending the upcoming G20 summit in New Delhi, India from September 9th to 10th. Addressing the State House correspondent on Friday, the spokesman for the president, Ajuri Ngelali, said the trip is expected to attract foreign direct investment to the country. According to him, the president will be hosting a roundtable made up of more than 20 chief executive officers of major industries across the multi-sectors of the Indian economy. The president is as well expected to meet with a cross-section of heads of state such as Germany, India, South Korea, among others, on the sideline of the G20. He noted that the president will also be meeting with the Nigerians in India, and he will also provide a set of remarks to the entire summit involving all heads of state present and many other industry and business leaders across the world. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has charged the United Nations to be more practical in supporting Nigeria in the fight against terrorism in view of the rippling effects on global peace, displacement of people, and rising poverty. He gave the charge in an audience with the Under-Secretary General of the United Nations Office on Counter-Terrorism, Mr. Vladimir Boronkov, at the State House. But the United Nations had always been inconsistent and whimsical in the developing world contest. He said United Nations Charter and not charity must undergird future partnership. President Ahmed Tinubu noted that in going forward, global peace and prosperity will demand the swift and comprehensive provision of the right answers to the challenges posed by insurgencies in parts of the world which threaten universal stability. The National University Commission, NUC, and the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Federal Universities in the country today, on Friday, denied allegations of offering bribes to members of the House of Representatives, an ad hoc committee investigating job racketeering in the federal agencies. University of Jos VC Professor Ishaya Tonko, who spoke on behalf of the VCs when they appeared before the committee in Abuja yesterday, said contrary to a report published by an online medium, there was no case of bribery as alleged. He said during their last meeting, they requested 2 weeks because some of the universities did not come with some of the documents required from them. The acting executive secretary of NUC, John Meyagi, said the publication of the bribery allegation was regrettable, noting that the NUC had confidence in the mandate given to the committee to help in resolving some crises in the education sector regarding job racketeering. Chairman of the committee, Yusuf Adamu Gagdi, said the committee had resolved that it will not be distracted from the central issue where they were put in place to address. Meanwhile, the ICPC said it had launched a probe into the petitions submitted to it over job racketeering in ministries, departments, and aid. Yobe State Emergency Management Order sustained varying degrees of injuries due to flooding in Damatru, the state capital. The executive secretary of the agency, Muhammad Goje, gave the revelation yesterday via his verified Facebook page, noting that the SEMA team had carried out a rapid assessment of the disaster. He posted that findings revealed that over 200 households have been affected in Ganyan Kura, Malari, behind WFP warehouse, 3-bedroom Gujba Road housing estate, Pompom Mari Nainawa, Abari West, and Bulabulin Salaki communities. Welcome back. You're still into the services of Sawaba Radio 104.9 Hadija. Jigawa State Task Force on Petroleum Product has commended BNY and Alhaji Umaru Jeme Petroleum in Kazawari for the steady supply of petrol to consumers. Chairman of the task force, Muhammad Al Hassan, made the commendation when he led members of the committee on an inspection visit to filling stations in Kazawari. He said the two filling stations are among the best in the state who are selling petrol to consumers in accordance to the standard best practices. At BNY filling station, the chairman urged the proprietors to provide Sarafin as the station is over discharging fuel to consumers. Similarly, he warned three other filling stations to correct their liters or face sanction by the committee. Members of the committee also visited some filling stations in Ringim local government area. The Federal Science and Technical College Hadija has released the list of successful candidates into the JSS1. A statement issued by the college advised parents to collect admission letters and joining instruction of their children. It said the college has commenced the sale of forms for supplementary admission into JS1 and SS1, while the supplementary examination will hold on Saturday, 9th September 2023. Now to international scene. Gabon's new military leader has pledged to return the country to democracy, but has refused to provide a timeline for fresh elections. General Brice Oligui Nguema said the country's state institutions will be made more democratic and their suspension was only temporary. But Gabon's opposition coalition says the military shows no sign of handing power back to a civilian government. The poll's president, Ali Bongo, was placed under the house arrest this week. Army officers appeared on state TV in the early hours of Wednesday to say they had seized control, ending the Bongo family's 55 years hold on power in the Central African state. The coup in Gabon is the eighth in West and Central Africa since 2020, following Niger, Mali, Guinea, Burkina Faso, and Chad. It has been condemned by the United Nations, the African Union, and France, its former colonial power, which had close ties to the Bongo family. The United States says it has seen notable progress by Ukrainian forces in Zaporizhia during the last 72 hours. The White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said in that southern line of advance coming out of the Zaporizhia area, Ukraine achieved some successes against that second line of Russian defenses. Speaking to reporters on a conference call, John Kirby said it was up to Ukraine on how to further its success. Meanwhile, a senior Ukrainian official said drone strikes on Russian soil will increase and that recent such attacks showed that the war was gradually shifting to Russia. However, Russia's Ministry of Defense says it has destroyed 281 Ukrainian drones over the past week, including 29 over Western Russia. Russia has also repeatedly struck Ukraine with waves of one-way drones, which are far cheaper than missiles and can be difficult and expensive for air defense system to intercept. That has been the news. Before I go, a recap of major stories. One dead as temporary. That has been the news on Bad with the News Department. Editor Lukman Dairu, content announcer Daliha Ahmed. I am Salam to Note Aliman saying good afternoon.